today's show, we do happen to have a new sponsor. Shout out to SeatGeek, who this show is brought to you by today. Y'all see the logo right above the homie's head over there. And for those of you that aren't familiar with SeatGeek, man, we talking about the top rated ticketing app in all the world. I mean, was it 28 million downloads? It's crazy. I mean, it's the one-stop shop for tickets. I mean, when you're talking about live events, we know we got big time action right here in Pittsburgh, baby, but not just on the football field, college hoops. We got daggone concerts coming to town, all type of things. I mean, it's a pretty dope situation. And I mean, they got this cool little app too, Deke. I don't know if you know this, Deke, but I want you to, y'all see the app, right? What's the recently viewed event I got started up there? What's started up there?
You going to the P?
What's that over there, man? You know what I mean?
UNC?
Come on, man. Shout out. All right. Shout out. But, you know, if we're going to do it, Deke, if we're going to talk about them, we got to have a promo code. Y'all see it right there. It's MOATS. If you use that when you download the app on your first purchase, you will receive $20 off. It doesn't matter what ticket you get. And that's the other cool part. They tell you, hey, man, it's the high value seat, low value seat, whatever in between. But if you put that promo code in, you will get $20 off. So if y'all traveling to Pittsburgh, we know we got a couple of home games left. Rock out. We know college-wise, though, we got plenty of hoops action going on. And if y'all down for the concerts, I think Mariah Carey's coming to town. You know what I mean? Okay. One of them things, get your sing on or something like that. But either way, shout out to SeatGeek, all right? Did you see what's going on with the homie Deontay Johnson? Bro, my man is serving a 1-game suspension out the blue. We was like, hey, we dropped our episode. We was talking about it last. I'm like, yeah, man, I want him back. Man, he can play here. And now they saying my man refused to go into the game. So now they have decided to suspend him for 1 game this weekend. How you feeling about the homie Deontay Johnson, bro? What's going on with the homie, man? What's going on, man? Where we at with this thing, man? How we get here, right? How'd this happen? Oh, not DJ. No, not DJ. Say it ain't so.
Am I surprised? Am I not surprised? I don't really know what my emotions are with this. Oh. I can't be completely surprised, but he never went this far in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, this is like full native. He went rogue. He said, hey, it is what it is. I'm on now. Like, this is nuts, man.
This is like AB territory.
And this is at the new team. This is definitely AB territory. The second spot, too. Because remember, AB ain't do it in New England. He did it in Tampa.
Well, he did it here, too. Kind of. Showing up with the fur coat.
It was a nice fur coat, though. It was a nice fur coat. I'm just like, bro, how we get here? When did that happen? This is Deontay Johnson we talking about, man. DJ never will be on that,
obviously it's
bro.
not working out with him in Baltimore. It's clearly not working out because even before this came out, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
News dropped that Ravens suspended Diontae because he refused to go in the Eagles game. Mm-hmm. Even before that, whenever Harbaugh was asked about Deontay's status with the team, and I think the question was leaning towards wondering whether or not Diontae is going to be a Raven going forward, and Harbaugh couldn't even give like a coach cliche.
Yeah.
He couldn't even give like, we love Diontae here. It's just not working out right now, but we're working hard to get him incorporated in the offense. No, he was like, this is like a wait and see type of thing. I'll probably have an update for you going for it. It came off as like, we don't even know if Deontay's going to be with this team by the end of the week, and which is why we talked about last podcast whether or not if Diontae gets cut, should the Steelers be interested in signing him. So I think this is another signal that Deontay's end in Baltimore is not going to end well, and maybe is it going to be sooner or later? Is it going to be he just gets suspended every week or is inactive every week to the end of the season so the Ravens can hold on to a potential compensatory pick, or is he going to ruffle feathers enough after this suspension to where they just going to cut ties?
I mean, I can see it going both ways. I'm with you. I'm kind of surprised and kind of not. Just from my understanding of Diontae, relationship with him and stuff like that, he is very passionate about his craft. He takes it serious, but he's also one of those guys that he doesn't put up with nonsense. And if he feels like it's nonsense, we've seen even here, whether it was with the Matt Canada stuff, how he kind of referenced that. When it was Kenny Pickett, how he kind of referenced that. We obviously had heard about the, locker room conversation with him and Minka at one point as well. So
wasn't there some with Mitch too?
Yeah. So with all of that, he had it
punched or something.
So he had the way that they said was he had the issue with Mitch, and then that's when Minka kind of stepped in, and then him and Minka had a conversation. That's why we put it like that. They just weren't saying eye to eye. I was trying to align their perspectives on certain things, and that's
you know what? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be surprised. I forgot about some of this other stuff.
So I'm not necessarily surprised that he would say I'm not going in if he felt like he's being slighted or underused or just wasted, because he's a very talented player, regardless of what we might have as individual opinions on him. From a statistical standpoint, just full bodies of work, he's still a good player. A good player.
I would have loved to trade for him at the trade deadline if it was actually possible. He would have been one of the top guys.
And we talked about it. We just knew, like from a logistics standpoint, we weren't allowed to because of the NFL's rules. Now, I do kind of have a little bit more pause today when we talk about if DJ were to be released, how eager would you be to go get him? My pause is because I see you tripping out in a spot where I'm like, why are you even tripping out over there? Because what is there to trip about in Baltimore? You know what I mean?
You respect.
Yeah, I respect them very much like how we respect us. Yeah, I know top down between dudes that have played over there, how they talk about ownership, head coach, management, and we all know how we feel about Lamar. So I'm trying to figure out, where is the disconnect? How do you get to where you're saying you're not even willing to go into the game? Not you're disgruntled in practice, I want to get more target. You're saying you're not going into the game. That's AB. Man, we'll put up with a lot of this, but AB, you have never took your clothes off on the field and said, bro, I'm out. It's like, yo, it's just different when you start doing stuff on game. Same with GP. We were like, yo, certain things like, yo, if you do this in the week or, when it's not as many eyes, it's different. But when it affects the actual game, that is supposed to be the thing that is above any and everything. So that's the part that does make me feel a little bit more, all right, are you turning completely into the me guy, or are you still salvageable? So I do have some hesitancy in terms of how I know when we was it Monday or Wednesday. Yeah, it was yesterday we talked about it, right? I was super gung. Oh yeah, bring him back. Right now I am kind of like But now the flip side is this: I was also in the locker room when LeGarrette Blount wilded out in Tennessee, and we had that whole scenario. 2 days later, he was in New England. He went and won the Super Bowl there. Went and won the Super Bowl in Philly, and everything was fine. So the other part of me is like, well, I did see that, and he's actually hit somebody in the face. I ain't seen DJ punch somebody in the face before. Now, granted, it was college, but he still did it. And LeGarrette is certified. He one of the ones. Like, what you see, that's LeGarrette. Like, yeah. So I'm like, it worked out for him. He went back to New England. So maybe for DJ, it'd work out for him if he came back here. But that's like my only one-off where I felt good about the ending of it, where I actually saw it go completely rogue. Like, we watched that whole thing walk off that field, go in that locker room. We was like, oh, this is for real. Oh, hey, oh God, somebody about to die. This is crazy. Like, all that played out, and it's like, you go to New England, it's not a peep. You go to Philly, not a peep. So,
right, Diontae would maybe be on that Terrell Edmonds vibe of coming back humbled. Yeah. It's an organization, it's a coach that he respects much more than the past two destinations he was at.
Which I still don't know how you get all the way.
But then it's like, but here's the thing, and this is what I get what you're saying here. It's almost like at this point, with how it played out in Baltimore, if you're the Steelers, you might be asking yourself, like, what's the point? Because you're not far removed from that, and we got a really good thing going right now. And if we're bringing you in, I'm not viewing you as the wide receiver too. I'm viewing you as a depth guy. Maybe we sign you onto the practice squad. So how you going to act in a couple weeks if we don't pull you up and give you snaps? Because I don't really see a grand reason to do that or be in a rush to do that right now. Like I want you. I wouldn't mind having you on here for depth in case someone gets hurt or something. But outside of that, I'm not bringing you on to be like the bona fide number 2.
Yeah. I'm with you, man.
Especially with Russ being here. Diontae, you're not familiar with them, and a whole new system with Arthur Smith.
And we're seeing with Russ, you don't have to force feed in the offense.
No.
We thought with Justin Fields we were going to have to adjust to that style of offense to get just more production from wide receivers not named GP. But Russ has shown that, man, we can get it done in a variety of ways. So the urgency to go get somebody that we're clearly seeing.
He just threw for 400 yards.
That's what. Yeah, I'm like, he threw 400 without that. We don't have to bring that and run the risk of it messing things up more. Like, and I think also if it's the off season, I just think you have more time to build it, more time to nurture it, get that relationship right, adjust the feelings a little bit, and adjust the expectations. Right now, when you're talking about doing it in the middle of a season, expectations are high. You're going to get kind of what he's acting like right now, where he is pissed off because, yeah, it didn't work out in Carolina. He knew Carolina wasn't going to be a winning situation, but you still go down there with the thought of, yeah, we're going to give it our all. We're going to at least get the full year. So to not even get that, and now here you are in Baltimore, and it's like, yo, I get traded here, and it's a couple weeks in, I'm not getting no action. Like, nah, bro, I'm way better than this. Like, why y'all playing with me? And everybody, just the way that they express themselves is different. For some dudes, you walk with the pissed off face, but you still show up. You've heard TG reference what I did, man. I'm in the hoodie every day. I'm not smiling. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm just here. But with DJ, it's like, clearly he's taking it that next step of, I'm not going to go on the field. I'm not going to go in the game. That's the thing we saw AB do, and we know when you start doing that, you playing in dangerous waters, man. Real dangerous waters.